just wanna win on the low, low. Ask me where I've been, I said don't know. You making demands, I said whoa, whoa. She wanna be friends, I said no, no. Hey, yeah, whoa. My soul is stuck between dark and the light, it's like playing some musical chairs. They kicked me out, so I started a life, made a bag that was bigger than theirs. I win and I lose and I win and again, I can see why they think that's unfair. We putting the work and we making them bends, to be honest, I don't really share. You rolling with hitters, I don't understand. You killing good people, that wasn't the plan. Round of the game, come get your mans. He's selling his soul for a couple of bands. I opened his eyes, lifted a hand. As far as you see, this is all in my land. Cause I've been through hell, then I came back. That's the one reason I don't give a damn. Whoa, devil knocked and I buzz him in. This is life with the son of man. Poured a drink, half a dozen in. Threw my head for a sudden spin. Sad story with my violin.
What up? What up? What
All these
up?
peasants turn to violence. Two-faced, thought you had a twin. I just wanna win on the low, low. Ask me where I've been, I said don't know. You making demands, I said whoa, whoa. She wanna be friends, I said no, no. I just wanna win on the low, low. Ask me where I've been, I said don't know. You making demands, I said whoa, whoa. She wanna be friends, I said no, no. I just wanna win on the low, like. You making demands, I said whoa. I just wanna win on the low, like. Ask me where I've been, I said don't know. You making demands, I said whoa. She wanna be friends, I said no, no. I just wanna win on the low, low. Ask me where I've been, I said don't know. You making demands, I said whoa, whoa. She wanna be friends, I said no, no. Hey, yeah, whoa. My soul is stuck between dark and the light, it's like playing some musical chairs. They kicked me out, so I started a life, made a bag that was bigger than theirs. I win and I lose and I win and again, I can see why they think that's unfair. We putting the work and we making them bends, to be honest, I don't really share. You rolling with hitters, I don't understand. You killing good people, that wasn't the plan. Round of the game, come get your mans. He's selling his soul for a couple of bands. I opened his eyes, lifted a hand. As far as you see, this is all in my land. Cause I've been through hell, then I came back. That's the one reason I don't give a damn. Whoa, devil knocked and I buzz him in. This is life with the son of man. Poured a drink, half a dozen in. Threw my head for a sudden spin. Sad story with my violin. All these problems start to pile in. All these peasants turn to violence. Two-faced, thought you had a twin. I just wanna win on the low, low. Ask me where I've been, I said don't know. You making demands, I said whoa, whoa. She wanna be friends, I said no, no. I just wanna win on the low, low. Ask me where I've been, I said don't know. You making demands.
All right, Beaches, we ready to dance? What's going on? Nathan, Kit, D2Ache, James, what up? What up? All right, here we go. Yas Beaches, are you ready for some pumping, 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 pumping? Oh, 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 oh. Swole Normath.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
All right, fam. All right, it's dark. Welcome, everyone, to episode 1144 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beardcast, broadcast, gaincast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What is going on, Beaches? Welcome to episode 1144 of the Sleaze. Thank you so much for joining me live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. And that was a little bit funky. My mouse Bluetooth connection died as we were going live. So wonderful. Perfect. All of a sudden I was like, I can't fucking click anything. Jesus fucking Christ. If it's not something every single time I go live, but we do it anyway. Just like today's episode. No matter what happens, we do it anyway. We do our best. Welcome to the Monday cast. Thank you so much for being here. That's right. Swolenormous X Live. We're here live. We're live for the podcast. Thank you for joining me. We got some new drops today. Let me give you a little more background. Those of you that are tuning in live, brand new YouTube drop. If you have not checked it out, go check it out on the YouTubes. And that's a little bit of a throwback from about a week or two ago. Probably like, I would say maybe a week and a half, maybe. The last week or so has been a blur, so maybe like within the last 2 weeks, but it's a good video to watch if you don't feel like going to the gym. And today's a Monday, and a lot of people don't feel like going to the gym on a Monday. And just like me, I did not go to the gym today. So that video applies, but I didn't go to the gym today because I got a little too much sun yesterday, and I need to just stretch and mobilize and kind of get into the flow here in the office first. And then I will go to the gym tomorrow, and I'll get my fucking pump on. I'm stoked. Super stoked to get it done tomorrow. So I thought that today was a great day for that video. I was holding on to it. I'm like, let me post it when I think people need it. And it turned out that a bunch of people needed it today. So I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Brand new balls deep drop. A balls deep drop over on YouTube. What's up, JC, Steven, James? What's up, Casey, Jessica, Taylor, Kit? What up? What up, traveling? So it's Swolga here. That's what you got to do. Adjust. If you're traveling, do some yoga, do some mobility work, bring some bands, do something on the road. How we doing today, people? What's up, Swole? What's good? It was raining like crazy today. It was rainy. It was storming hardcore, but in Florida, it storms hardcore, and then it'll be sunny and bright. So I think it's kind of nice out right now, so I might be able to get some actual content filmed. It was storming, thunderstorms. It was like just fucking nuts earlier today. So it was really, really loud. Can't really film during a thunderstorm. Plus the lights were flickering. I'm like, shit, can't go live right now. Might be like power cutting out right halfway through the episode. So that would have sucked. Anyway, let's see. We got some questions coming in. So yesterday's episode was a Sunday Funday Q&A. Yesterday's episode was fun. That was cool. That was a late night cast. So if you thought I didn't go live yesterday, I did. It was just late. It was late Eastern time last night. So it was just a little bit more delayed than it normally is. Usually don't go live that late, but you do it when you do it when you can do it. And that's kind of the theme of today's episode, the case of the feels. Feeling like you're working out or feeling like working out, not feeling like working out. How many times do you think a week would you say, those of you that are watching live, how many days out of the week would you say out of 7 do you not feel like working out? How many days out of the week do you feel like, I don't feel like working out today? Like not feeling like it for whatever reason. You're sore, you're not in the mood, you're busy. How many days or how many times during the week or how many days during the week would it be convenient to not go where you're like, I don't feel like going. I don't feel like going. How often do you not feel like going? For me, I think it's a lot more than when I want to go. To be honest, I think pretty much every time I go to work out, because I go because I do like it. I go because I do want to go, but it's like the same thing. It's like at the same time. I want to do it, but I don't want to do it. I want to go, but I don't want to go. It's like the same time. At the same time, I have the same feelings, because when I don't feel like going, I know that I could go and I should go. And if I go, I'm going to have a workout that I'm going to like. I'm going to feel better when I'm done. Every time I go, I know I'm going to feel better when I'm done. I never did a workout. I'm like, oh, that sucked. I wish I didn't go. I mean, I shouldn't say that. There's plenty of workouts where I go and it sucked, but I'm so glad that I went. If anything, I'm glad that I went. If anything, I wish I did better, or wish I had a better workout or felt better, but they're all good. They're all good. There isn't a workout that was bad per se, like in itself. Some workouts you feel better and more accomplished after, or you lift better, you get a better pump, you feel stronger, and that's going to go up and down. I get a lot of messages about what happens when you don't feel really good that day. What happens when you're not as strong? Then drop the weight. Drop the weight. Go lower in the weight and do some more repetitions and just keep going. There are so many factors as to why you might not be as strong one day or another. And that's usually because of sleep. It's usually because of hydration. It's usually because of what you're doing other times in the week. It could be mental stress. It could be your warm up. It could be your choice of exercises. It could be the weather and the air pressure. Who the fuck knows? But there's so many reasons why your workout or you just might not feel that strong. Maybe you didn't sleep. Maybe you didn't have the quality sleep that you thought you did. You slept the same amount of time, but maybe you were up and tossing and turning, or you didn't get as much recovery. Who knows? Who knows? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter if you felt not quite as strong. If it's something that's over the course of like weeks and weeks and weeks, and you notice that you're just like losing strength, or you're just not performing the way you were, and that is something where shit, maybe you're overtraining, maybe you're not recovering enough. Because if it's one day, or if it's one workout, or it's one little instance where you were up all night, or you slept like shit, or you ate poorly, or you didn't hydrate enough, then you can isolate it. But if you're not sure, sometimes it's just an anomaly. You have to hit the bump and just move on. It's when you get stuck in that mindset. It's when you get stuck in like beating yourself up, like, fuck, I got a shitty workout. Fuck, I don't feel like working out today. And you just kind of crush yourself psychologically and beat yourself up. And that's not worth it. It's not worth to beat yourself up about it, because what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It is what it is, and you need to move on and try to do better tomorrow. So if you can isolate some of those reasons why you don't or did not have a good workout, if you can isolate those reasons and recognize them and maybe adjust what happened beforehand so you can get to those periods and not have that same kind of setback, that's what's worth it. That's more powerful. That's something that you can use as a tool. And the main concept behind feeling like not training, that's where you build discipline. If you're struggling for consistency and you're struggling for your discipline, that is what you need to do. That's a perfect opportunity to build discipline when you don't feel like going. If you feel like skipping the gym, that's your opportunity to say, wait a second, I'm going to go and do it anyway. And then you go, and then you have a great workout, and drop in the comments below how many times, don't forget how many times, but have you gone to the gym when you didn't want to go and you had a great workout? Have you in the past, at some point, at least once, not want to go to the gym, and you go and you have a great workout? You lift more than you normally do. You have a great pump. You feel amazing after. Pretty much everyone that said before, I don't want to work out. I don't want to work out 3 days a week or 5 days a week, whatever you put down. Most of you go and you like it and you have a good workout. So what does the feeling of not wanting to go to the gym mean? What's the difference? If you didn't feel like going and you did, all you did was prove that the feeling of not wanting to go to the gym is bullshit. That's literally what you proved to yourself. That the feeling you had of not wanting to go to the gym is bullshit, because you went and you had a great workout when you didn't want to go and when you didn't feel like going. You did it anyway and you had a great workout. It just goes to show that that feeling was absolute bullshit. That feeling was trash. That feeling was bullshit. So then you can map that result. You can map that feeling in the future. Next time you don't feel like going, hey, I remember that feeling. I had this the other day when I didn't feel like going, and I went and I had a great workout. So that means this feeling is lying to me. This feeling is bullshit. This feeling is not real. This feeling is not accurate information. I do want to go to the gym. Maybe deep down, I can have a great workout. Just because I don't feel like it doesn't mean I won't have a great performance. Doesn't mean I won't end up feeling amazing. And that's really what will help you build discipline long-term, because then that feeling of not wanting to go becomes less and less important. It doesn't mean you don't have it. That's what I think people assume when you get in shape or you start training more often. People think that, hey, how come or when am I going to feel like going to the gym all the time? Never. You'll never feel like going to the gym all the time. Never. It won't happen. You will never, ever, ever, ever feel like going to the gym all the time. That will never be the occurrence. That will never fucking happen. You will never have a time in your life where you will feel like training and going to the gym and fucking doing whatever it is every time. It will never happen. Maybe more frequently, maybe you'll like to do it more often. You'll feel like doing it more often, but there will always be some time where it's inconvenient or you don't feel like going. It's not going to be this constant, yay, all the time. Yay, I always feel like it. Fuck that shit. Anyone that says that is a liar. You're not always going to feel like it. How you react to that is going to be the difference. How you're going to react to that feeling. Are you going to give that feeling power and then just say, okay, I'm not going to go? For me today, I'm not going on purpose because I had a lot of stuff to do and I have to get organized and get back into my flow. So I'm not going to go. I'm going to go tomorrow because I feel stiff. There's other things I want to do, and that's just for me today. But it doesn't mean that I'm not going to crush it tomorrow. It doesn't mean that I'm not in the right headspace. There is a certain approach that I'm doing. Usually when I get back from a trip, I don't always necessarily jump right into the gym because I was doing stuff over the weekend. and I want to recover a little bit and do some more yoga and mobility. But it's very important to understand what you're doing and why you're doing it, and how the feelings don't really relate to necessarily the truth. Your feelings are inside your head, and that's, again, why we talk about meditation and understanding what those feelings mean, and understanding that it is a feeling. It's not necessarily a reality. It's your internal reality. But you say perception is reality. Cool. Well, you can change your perception then. You can change your reality if you change your perception. And that's something that you can do. You can do by overriding this. And that's really a turning point in most people's journey when they go to the gym for the first time, when they don't want to, when they first start getting back into a program and they start training and they realize, oh my God, I can have great workouts even when I don't feel like it. That's beautiful. That's good shit. That is a tool. That's a skill to learn how to go through it and do it anyway. That's a skill that you have to acquire. You have to learn how to get back on the pony. You have to learn how to get back into routine. You have to know how to unplug. You have to know how to turn it up. You have to know when to rest. And that comes from experience too, because sometimes you don't feel like training and you shouldn't train. You should take a day off. You should do more yoga and mobility that day rather than weights. But that comes with experience. You can't just teach that. Any program that you do is still a trial and error, because you're doing a new schedule. You don't know if that works until you do it. No one can tell you that this will work for you or this will be ideal. That's why a good program will be able to be customizable a little bit. You'll be able to tweak it a little bit, tweak the scheduling, kind of adjust a few things here and there. But it's also important for you to be able to adjust yourself mentally and adjust yourself psychologically, because a lot of people don't really work on themselves. They think they're just going to, the actions are going to take care of everything. What you do is what's going to take care of everything. And that's true, but your brain is going to control whether or not those actions take place to begin with. If you just go by how you feel and you don't feel like working out, that's why people don't start. How do I get motivated to start? You fucking do it. Because if you're waiting for motivation, you're going to be sitting there on your fat ass for the next 30 years like you already did. You have to just start doing it and force it. You have to force that momentum. Just fucking go. Just fucking do it. If you want to lose weight or you want to get whatever it is that you want to get, you have to start. Otherwise, nothing's going to happen. If you wait to feel like it, you're going to be waiting a really long time. How do you know when your rest days take place? You don't take a rest day. You're doing either yoga and mobility, or you're doing resistance training every day. If you're off, do some mobility, do some foam rolling and do some stretching. It depends on the intensity of your exercise, your training, your diet, what your goals are. It depends on many factors. So it's not about knowing when your rest days take place. It's good to separate resistance training days. Unless you're more advanced, you want to take a break and not train necessarily 2 resistance training days, consecutive days. You want to take a break usually once every 48 hours. And it depends on like what kind of training split you're doing. If you're doing total body, you're not going to want to do total body resistance 2 or 3 days in a row. If you're doing upper and lower body, once you get more advanced, you can do upper on Monday and lower on Tuesday. You can do more consecutive training days, but you still don't want to string too many together. Even with a bodybuilding split, you generally don't want to do 3 resistance training days in a row or 4. But it depends on what your body has been exposed to. It depends on what you're adapted to. And that's really the answer to a lot of these questions about programming, because it depends on what you're trying to accomplish and what your body has been through. If you take a pro bodybuilder, someone who's been training for fucking years, even myself, you take someone who's been doing resistance training for 20 years, I can do more of a drawn out split. I can segment my body parts more with more volume because my body is used to handling it. If you're brand new to training, never done strength training, and you start and you just do chest on Monday, you're going to be fucking destroyed, because your chest probably doesn't need more than a couple sets because you're brand new to exercise, depending on your intensity and how hard you train. So it really comes down to what your goals are and what your experience is. And that really plays into a lot of the programming as you move forward. So the better or the more you expose your body to overload, the better we'll be at repairing, and the better you'll be at judging whether you did too much or not enough. What's up, Kit? I always catch myself when I tell myself I'll do it tomorrow because I know tomorrow never comes. You have to do in that moment. If you can do something today, don't push it off until tomorrow. I mean, if your day today is designed for like recovery, like mine's going to be more recovery based, tomorrow I'm going to get it. I'm going to do my weights. Like I'm not skipping today in terms of, hey, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just adjusting my program based on my chaotic schedule over the last week. All right. So now I'm back in the Swole hole. I'm back in the office. So now It's going to be this transition, this tight transition into getting back to where I was on the flow earlier. Yoga in half an hour. Nice. How many of you are doing yoga today? Yoga beaches. I seriously want to go daily. I love it. Well, that's cool. I mean, there's also that obsessive mentality. You can definitely love it, but you're definitely not going to feel like it every day for the rest of your life. There's going to come a day, there's going to come a time for everyone. Sometimes it's more often, and it might not necessarily be a feeling of, oh, I don't want to go. It just might be a feeling of, oh, I got to hurry up. Like, it just adds potential stress to your schedule because you are taking time to go to the gym that you could be doing something else with your time. That's why it's called an investment, because it's a sacrifice. Anytime you want to get results with anything, you're going to have to sacrifice something else. If you're going to the gym, you're not practicing piano. If you go to the gym, you're not cleaning your house. You're at the gym. So it's time away from doing something else. But that you could say that about anything. Anytime you do one thing, you're sacrificing the time, that same time that you could do something else. So it doesn't really matter what it is. Anytime you make a choice to do something, you're not doing something else. Sounds like common sense, but a lot of people think of it as I'm losing time. With fitness, it happens to be an investment because it's improving your health. It's giving you more mobility. It's adding to your life. It's making it better. It's not draining your time. You're learning skills. You're developing your body. You're training yourself. And training is very mental. It's more mental than physical. Definitely knocking out some yoga tonight before bed. Solid. I'm going to do some today. Yeah. Texas Titan, I had a horrible sunburn last week and still went to the gym Monday through Friday and it freaking sucked, but I knew I couldn't miss. See, I got a little too much sun yesterday and I'm a little bit red. So I'm actually not going to the gym on purpose. And that's really the main reason because I'm still sweating a little bit easily. I thought I got burned, but I didn't. So that was good. I took care of my body yesterday, but I'm not going to get it that hot today. I'm not going to go in the sauna tonight. So I'm a little bummed out about that, but I just don't feel, I can tell that I'm still a little bit hot in the sense that I don't want to go into the sauna right now because I just feel, I don't feel like getting hotter. So I know I just need another day off. Tomorrow I'll be fine. I'm sure tomorrow will be all good, but better to err on the side of caution, allow my body to keep the temperature down a little bit, let the skin heal a little bit like that. But yeah, if you have sunburn, it's so hard to go to the gym because then your skin and your shirt feels all hot and you're sweating. And the thing about sunburn is like you're getting too much sun. You're heating up the deeper layers of the skin and your body has a tough time cooling itself off. So getting hotter inside and working out is usually not a good idea. PC Prinsloo, Mr. and Mrs. Swole Leprechauns joining from Ireland. Swole Leprechauns. Thanks for the daily knowledge dong, Swole Daddy. You're welcome. You're welcome. The knowledge cock reaches Ireland. It reaches across the pond. Across the pond cock. Knowledge cock. Across the Atlantic, coast to coast. Such a silly thing to say. Such a silly thing to say. What's your take on chiropractic? I don't do it. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Some people like it. And I just say I wouldn't recommend it because I haven't done it personally and I don't really see the benefits of it. Physical therapy, corrective exercise, that type of stuff, for sure. Manual manipulation, I like massage and that type of stuff, but I wouldn't want anyone working on me like that. That's just my personal preference. Not my cup of joe. So that's why I don't recommend it. It's not like I'm saying against it because some people will say, oh, I felt worse after, and some people say they like it, but everyone's got opinions on different things. So, I don't. Not for me. Not for me. I don't want anyone fucking twisting me up. It's usually muscular. The soft tissue stuff is really important. You don't necessarily need to align the spine better, but you could do that with soft tissue work oftentimes and corrective exercise and yoga. Yoga is a great way to align yourself. It truly is. But to each their own, like I said, everyone's going to be a little bit different with that, but that's not my personal thing. Not my bag, bruh. When's the last time you played baseball? In college? My best college memory? Not going anymore. Lifting weights. I haven't thought about college in a long time. I'm just resentful that I spent money I'm so anti-education system, especially nowadays. Just looking back at it, I'm like, you fucking criminals. Taking so much money from people and not providing any true skills. You can learn a lot. It's all about what you do with it. It's all about what you're trying to do. But there are so many people. Yeah, I actually fell in love with fitness, truly fell in love with fitness and bodybuilding and strength training and everything in college. And that's all I wanted to do. And that's all I did. And I studied it and I learned a shitload, of course. But really, my experience and my own personal passion for it and the effort I put into learning outside of a classroom is really what got me all the results. It's just the experience. So you can really learn anything you want to on your own. It's just like how much time and how much you're going to invest your efforts and your time. How many sacrifices are you going to make to prioritize acquiring knowledge about the skill that you want to learn? You can learn anything online. I didn't have all the same access to information. YouTube wasn't around until 2006. That's after I graduated. Instagram and just the internet wasn't as mature as it is now, but all of you can learn anything you want online. You could learn. If you want to learn something, Google it and learn about it. That's it. The one thing that school and education doesn't do that applies to today, it doesn't teach you how to continue learning. They don't teach you how to continually learn. And now is the best time ever in history to learn on your own and to be self-acquiring, and people don't know how to do it. People don't know how to get research. People read articles and watch videos and still have no idea. Hey, there's so much information. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. How the fuck can you not know what to do? It's all online. Everything is everywhere. And yeah, there are a lot of jabronis out there saying fucking bullshit, but come on, you can't read through. You can't see the bullshit when it hits you in the fucking face. You can't see the bullshit. You can't see when someone's just trying to sell you a supplement. You can't see when someone's just trying to get you to buy their fucking quick fix, like lose all this weight. You can't see the marketing. You can't see the bullshit that's why, I mean, everyone does marketing. Marketing is just promoting your stuff and your services. And everyone's got services from Walmart, Target, fucking Walgreens, the supermarket. Myself, I have services. I have programs. Swole Enormous X, it's more than a program. It's just everyone has their thing. But my approach is just like, it's there. It's there. It's all there. It's all there. I learned how to do all this social media shit and editing and stuff. I learned it on my own. You can learn it. You can learn stuff. But what's good about learning how to learn? That's an interesting thing to say. Learning how to learn. If you learn how to learn, you learn how to sift through shit. You learn how to delete extra crap. You learn how to catch, that's some fucking snake oil. So there's a learning curve with anything. There's learning curve. You're going to learn, you're going to trust something, you're going to trust someone, you're going to try something, and you'll make a mistake or it won't work, whether or not you put the effort in, but something you won't like or it won't work for you, or you learn, okay, this is not something that I like, or this type of thing doesn't work for me. But the only way you're going to learn that is if you try it. So when you ask about ketosis or ketogenic, is that good? Should I do that? Look about it, research about it, see what people say, see what doctors say, then see what fitness professionals say, then look at it and see if it makes sense or if there's logic behind it. But just, you could try it too. A lot of these things people are afraid to try, but you're not going to hurt yourself. You're not going to hurt yourself doing, a ketogenic diet. I mean, there might be some contraindications if you have a specific medical condition, but very few people have a condition that if you tried that, oh my God, you'd fucking blur. If anything, you start eating other foods again. You start increasing your carb intake. So people don't try things for themselves and see how they work, or they stop doing it, or they don't put full effort into it, or they stop too early. It's just trial and error. And a lot of things you need to actually apply in your own life to see how you stick to them. You can't it's like putting a square peg in a round hole and vice versa. If you hear about something that works, and then you apply it in your life and it doesn't work, it's not necessarily that, for example, the ketogenic diet or paleo, it's not that doesn't work. It's just that doesn't work optimally for you. And maybe it doesn't work really well for you in your life. Maybe it's the way you're eating. Maybe it's the schedule. Maybe intermittent fasting doesn't work for you because of your work schedule and you're unable to really eat effectively at work at certain times. And when you would do your intermittent fast, whatever. I'm just saying, like, maybe you have a conflict of interest or a conflict of lifestyle that will make it very hard to apply a certain eating program or a certain training program. So you have to find something that fits your situation. It doesn't demonize or mean that that doesn't work, because you very well know there are a lot of people that are big time and successful by all accounts, vegan, carnivores, all these, that people that like CrossFit, there are people like this. And come on, it's about finding what works best for you that you enjoy. And you can plant your flag in something, but unfortunately people plant their flag and then demonize everyone else that doesn't agree with them. I'm trying to be more all encompassing, but I'm still going to call people out on their bullshit. If you want to do and title and put a name and a label on what you do, it's going to restrict you psychologically. If you think, okay, I'm doing CrossFit or I'm not doing CrossFit, then you're like doing an air squat, which is just a fucking squat with no weights. That doesn't make you a CrossFitter. Maybe you don't like that label. Okay, well, you can still flip a fucking tire and not be doing CrossFit. You can still do, they didn't invent Olympic fucking lifting. They didn't invent kettlebells. So you don't have to put a label on everything that you do. It doesn't have to have a title. However, it's easier now to just put a title on something, put a name on something, try to trademark it, and then, hey, this is my new system. This is my new shit. It's just, we're organizing things in different ways. So with the podcast, with my content, I'm just trying to make it a little bit clearer and sift through all this shit and try to help you stay focused on the things that will work and that will lead to results. You don't need all the fancy shit. If you want to try some of the fancy exercises, okay, but that's not going to replace a squat. It's not going to replace a deadlift. It's not going to replace a bench press. It's not going to replace a pull-up. It's not going to replace a dip or a push-up. They're fundamentals. They're fundamental movements for the human body. And a lot of people like to just add extra stuff and try to complicate it, because complications and a lot of things that are going on, busy doesn't mean you're being more effective. It just means you're being more busy. Doesn't mean that you're fucking doing things correctly. I think you should simplify your approach and just execute. How about fundamental consistency like we're talking about today? How about the fundamental consistency? The case of the feels. How about not wanting to go to the gym? Doesn't matter how fucking amazing your programming is or your diet. If you're not doing the work every day or you're not being consistent, it doesn't mean anything. And I see holes with a lot of questions. A lot of people ask questions without having their fundamentals. I respond with, well, how many calories are you eating? Well, I don't know about. No, don't give me about. Tell me. And if you're saying about, that means you're not really tracking it. It means you don't really have any perspective on what you're currently doing. How can I tell you or recommend, hey, you should be probably eating more or less if you don't even know what you're doing now? It's not so simple. Hey, any tips to get abs? What are you doing now? Maybe you're not doing the most fundamental, basic things to even start, and you think you're doing so much. Hey, I'm crunching and I'm not losing fat around my stomach. It's just usually the basics where people are lacking. The fundamentals, being consistent and trying things consistently, and also putting things into perspective with how much effort you're putting in, being honest with yourself. Are you really trying hard enough? Are you really putting in a lot of effort, or do you just think you are? And you're just kind of going through the motions. Very easy just to follow a program and not really push yourself. Just follow and do 10 reps because it says 10, do 12 reps because it says 12. Are you fucking doing 10 reps? Are you pushing it? Could you have done 15? Could you go heavier and do 8 and really get 9? Maybe get another one with a spotter. You want to really make sure you're squeezing that lemon. Do you always turn left when left is your turn? Well, that's a mind fuck right there. What are you talking about, bro? Is vegan CrossFit the best way? There's nothing more annoying than a vegan CrossFitter. If you get stuck in a room with a vegan CrossFitter, you're in trouble. You're in for a conversation. You're going to hear all about it. Good exercises and drill work to make a lanky, tall baseball player quicker and more agile. Well, that's a detailed, specific question I can't answer here. If you want quickness and agility, you can start with doing some quickness and agility, some SAQ drills. You could do ladder work. You could do some, agility is a lot different. You're talking about, plyometric strength training is good, basic strength training, but also doing some agility drills, ladder work, cone drills. Forget motivation and focus on accountability. Hold yourself accountable for how frequently you train. Hold yourself accountable for what you put in your body. Agreed. Agreed. It's your responsibility to do so. Speaking of which, those of you that are in the Daily Swole Club and for those of you that are Swolenormous X members, we had an accountability meeting today. So make sure you go check that out and drop in the comments in the private Facebook group what you're working on this week. So it's important. And that's why we have a private community and that's why we do this here in the larger Swolenormous community, holding yourself accountable and putting this kind of shit out there. So when I ask for, hey, drop in the comments if you are working on this or struggling with this, it's important to interact and to put it out there and put your name out there and have your fucking comment with your name on it. Because if you scream shit from the rooftops, you're more likely to stick to it. You have to stick your neck out there. You can't hold yourself accountable inside and just keep it quiet. You can, but that's only for maybe specific people. That takes a lot of resilience. If you put it out there, you're more likely to hold yourself to those social contracts if you expose yourself. What's my mile time? I have no fucking idea, nor do I give a shit. Fucking care how quickly I run a mile. That's probably the most useless piece of information I could gather about my fitness. I don't care. The fastest mile I've ever run, I have to think about, I think it was 5:19. That was in college. It's pretty fast. Whenever you finish the mile, how fast is your mile time? You should ask the mile, how fast is its papa time? Yeah. How fast do you pop a Swoleo mile? It's like, I don't fucking know. It takes forever. The husband is trying to lose weight. I told him to start with the logging, what he's already eating. It's insane what you don't realize you put in your body. A great way to hold yourself accountable and responsible for what you put in your body is you leave a notepad in the kitchen. So let's say the kitchen, you make it clear to yourself, your spouse, your family, the kitchen is the only place that I'm going to be eating. And then every time you eat something, every time you take a bite, whether it's a fucking cookie, whether it's a piece of bread, whether it's an apple, you write it down. And eventually, not only do you get the details of what you're eating at what time, but you also will second guess yourself or think a little bit more, oh, do I want a bite of this? Because you'll catch yourself because then you know you're going to have to write it down. And if you really keep yourself strict to it, you'll get a lot of information and feedback and context for, oh, I thought I was doing really good, but it turns out I'm not eating anywhere near enough calories, or I'm eating way too many, or I'm snacking and picking all the time. And that's like those are some valuable things that you can learn about your habits. My fastest was like 8 minutes, but I'm 5'1", so I'm slow as fuck. Oh, you got tiny legs? Short legs? Lost weight with intermittent fasting, good feel to the diet. Look, and that works for some people. However, on the other hand, sometimes intermittent fasting doesn't work so well because people tend to overeat. So it depends on, I still say you need to focus on the quality of food first. Do an elimination diet. Test yourself, see which foods your body reacts best to. And then if you want to do an 18-6 or a 16-8 or a 24, whatever you want to do for an intermittent fast, then you could do that. But then you're eating better foods. So if you're eating better foods, you can indulge more in the sense of when you're eating, you can have a big plate of food and go to town because you're going to get full quicker eating better foods. You don't want to do intermittent fasting and still be eating fast foods and chips and soda and just restricting your eating window, because you can definitely overeat and binge because it's much easier to overconsume calories with processed foods and foods that are more comprised of simple sugars and high carbohydrate diets and shit like that. So if you're consuming a lot of those foods, an intermittent fast can help, but I think still you should be approaching your food from eating healthier first. You should do an elimination first, and then right after you can try different eating habits and different lifestyle habits. So a lot of people find great solace and great support and great results with intermittent fasting, and that's fantastic. And then again, some people don't, but I still will recommend you going after quality first. Nathan, what up? What up, NK? When I tracked calories, I've always done way better with paper versus app. Apps get cumbersome and it's all inaccurate anyway, so paper estimating worked well for me, quick and simple. I don't like tracking on apps at all. If it's workout content or programming, I don't like app tracking at all. You have a connection with fucking what you're writing down. What's great about writing is you can customize, you can write in the sides, you can write anywhere. Plus, when it's in your own handwriting, it connects you with it. There's something about writing it down, it just imprints it in your brain. And it's like you're putting your stamp of approval on it. It's your handwriting, it's your mark, it's your It's you. And it gives you a little bit more of an emotional connection with what you're tracking. If you're just doing an app, it's like, oh, numbers on a screen. I would equate it to a great correlation would be like seeing money in your bank account. Let's say you have $1,000 in your bank account. That's different than having a stack of hundreds. You look at that and you're like, whoa, $1,000. In your bank account, you just see a number on a screen. There's nothing tangible. There's nothing physical about it. So when you have that connection, you have that actual information in front of you, it just gives you, and that's my opinion, that's my personal preference as well. So that's a good input there, Nathan. Put the cookie down, y'all. D2H, guys love looking big but get out of breath walking a few miles or climbing upstairs. Big guys that are out of shape, big people that are out of shape get out of breath climbing upstairs. I walk up like 10 to 15 flights of stairs a couple times a day, so I'm good. Plus I do my cardio, I do all that shit. But yeah, and Papa was triggered. Now you ask me how fast I run a mile. I'm just hoping that no one's like, well, I'm running a faster mile, I'm doing better. It's like, well, you're doing better at running a mile, but you don't look like you even lift, motherfucker. I used to write everything down. I used to write everything down when I started. I haven't written everything down in a long time. It's just not something that's been a priority for me, but I may start doing it again and sharing that on different platforms for certain things. I used to just, all you do, look, if you want to keep track of something, get like a 99-cent with those composition books, the black and white composition books, old school, and just get a fucking pen, boom, and then write it down. I used to write my fucking reps and sets, and I used to write whenever I crush it, I'm like, fuck yeah, bitch. And I would write all this like, and have exclamation points when I got, new strength markers, or I did another set or more volume. And it's cool to look back and be like, okay, cool, this is what I did last week. Okay, I am getting stronger. And if you're not tracking that at all, if that's something that's your goal, and like I mentioned before, my goal right now, or my goals are different than yours. The reason why I'm not tracking is because I don't have specific goals like that at the moment, but I'm already churning in my brain like where I want to go and where I want to take a couple of things because I have some other priorities first. But it's great to track things, and it can give you some more perspective on where you've been and also make you feel better on the journey, because when you look back, you don't realize that. You think, okay, I'm not really getting that much stronger. But then you look back 6 months and you realize, oh shit, I went up 20 pounds here. Oh man, I am making more progress than I thought, because you wrote it down and you tracked it. Thank you for being a source of information. Why, thank you, Mama Pete. Mama Pat. I just listened to your podcast on high fructose corn syrup and threw away so many things that are in my kitchen. And then again, you'll see people online, you'll see scientists that say, oh, high fructose corn syrup is fine, your body digests it the same. Okay. All right. I still don't recommend it to anyone. I know so many people that ditch that stuff and they feel so much fucking better. So tell me why that is. Placebo or not, if it makes you fucking feel better and you're getting healthier and you're getting better results, it's probably a good decision. I log my workouts on paper, but I do calories on an app. And whatever works for you. The great thing about having the app option is some of you probably like to log it in an app. Some people like that shit. I get no value. Even when I take notes, I really don't even like notes on my phone. I take notes on my phone and but there's no connection. I have a book right here. Hold on. I have a book right here. I have like a little journal, but a little thing. Let me just hold it up. I have and I write all sorts of shit down, programs, like new programs, like the Swole season program that will be releasing soon in Swolenormous X, like a lot of stuff. And I track it down and I write things. If I write notes and things, like I have ideas. So I'm writing stuff down. And I guess that's probably just also because, what is it? How old am I? I'm going to be 36 like in a month. So I guess, I grew up more with paper, and some people that were born maybe a couple years ago are going to grow up with apps and stuff, but I still like writing stuff down because I can conceptualize my thoughts better. I can, in the moment, I can write an arrow here and this. I don't have to look for a logo or an icon or, oh, there's no arrow here. It doesn't have to be all in like straight lines and shit. So what I recommend, if you like both, you can write it down and then transfer it to something that's digital, or just take a picture of it. But I like to write because at least I can get it out quicker. Unless it's words, like typing, I can type. I still like writing. Yeah, electronic is searchable, but at the same time, like I mentioned, some people, you can write it down and then take a screenshot and put it in a folder. Like you can save digital. So if it's important to you, you can save it digitally and then work on it later. I mean, there are a lot of apps now where you can draw on the app. So you can even take a picture of what you wrote down and then draw on it later or write on it. But I still like writing. Effort is key. Commit to nutrition and a healthy lifestyle and you'll see results. Rest plays a big part as well. Rest the mind for the body is key. Meditation helped me a lot for sure. Do you doodle, Papa? I used to when I was like always with a piece of paper. Like in school, I would punch out and fucking doodle like crazy. Now I don't, not so much because I'm always doing something. Physically writing helps info stick with you better. I agree. Plus you can look back and sometimes your handwriting tells you how you were feeling at the time. I agree. Your handwriting, you get a ton of emotion. You get a ton of emotion and it does reinforce it in your brain. When you have ideas, when you physically write it down, that connection for me. And I have more of like a photographic memory in some instances. So when I write it down, that's how I used to study for a test, which is really kind of like memorization. But I would write it over and over again. I would rewrite my notes from class. I would rewrite my notes. And if I was doing questions and answers, I would just rewrite them over and over again and study them and learn them. And that's how I used to study for exams. I would go through the content and I would write my own tests. I would write my own multiple choice tests from the content, from the chapters. And by writing your own test, you learn not only the right answer, but you learn all the wrong answers because you're actually using the material and formulating the question for for your own little mini exam. So I used to create my own tests, and of course I would fucking ace them. But the process of going through and creating a test from the content would just imprint it in my brain. Some scanners will scan written word and make it searchable. That's true. You can like slide the thing in like a scanner. There's a lot of shit like that. Technology's getting nuts. There's also stuff with like handwriting, right? With those tablets, like when you write, it actually creates text and shit like that. I guess there's a lot of stuff with the handwriting. Anyway, lots of stuff we can talk about, lots of cool things. So for those of you that have not yet, just wait for catching up, make sure that you go check out the brand new YouTube video on my YouTube channel at Swolenormous. There's a brand new drop there. And of course, you can subscribe to the second channel if you want to catch the live streams on YouTube as well. And I just featured the channel over on the main YouTube channel. So you'll see it in the side, Daily Swole Podcast. If you want to subscribe to that channel as well, you catch the live streams and all that shit on the second channel on YouTube. And of course, stay plugged in here on my Instagram stories, all stuff like that. Brand new blog on swolenormousx.com. And for those of you that are interested in signing up for the Daily Swole Club or Swolenormous X memberships, you go to swolenormousx.com. You can find all the links there and apparel links and cool shit like that. We still got the 4th of July. The summer apparel is up. And of course, I'm going to run it, going to keep on running that apparel, but it is limited time only. So the red, white, and swole, guns, bacon, and freedom, the American flag stuff with the beard logos and stuff like that. Super cool. But those are up there for a limited time this summer. If you want to check out the link on the apparel, it's swolenormousx.com and click on the main menu and you'll see apparel. You click it and check it out. And more content tomorrow. So we'll be live again tomorrow, episode 1145. And I'm down to drop some more nukes. So if you haven't trained today, done yoga, done mobility, go do something. I'm going to go do some mobility. I'm going to go get loose. I'm going to feel fucking good. And I hope you enjoyed all the content today. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. And I will see you all tomorrow for episode 1145 of the Most Muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and as a Slaycast. In the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. See you tomorrow, fam. Peace, McGee's. Deuce, Magoose. Your boy, Papa Swolio. Out.